In today's episode, we're going to talk about the news and why this is not the truth. We got a lot to cover every single week, so make sure you don't miss all of our free content. Hit that bell and like and subscribe. Well, hey everybody, Daniel Baron-Howe, Dean of Power Profits University. Haven't been around for a while because I've been busy with my other businesses. So that kind of leads to today's topic. We're going to talk about how business is going in America. You know, the reports that are coming in here over my shoulder are telling me that, man, the economy's great. The stock market hit an all-time record today. It just closed at about 17,000. And, they would have you believe, or the mainstream media would have you believe that, man, everybody's in the boat and we're all headed to paradise. But I think the common man knows better. And I'd like to talk a little bit about what that means as far as like you and me as investors, as small business owners. And what's the reality? And I don't think that I really have to tell you, if you're a small business owner, that this is not reality. The common man does not see this in their bank account. So what I want to talk about today is some of the stuff I'm experiencing in my businesses. Now, those of you who know me know that I have 3 businesses. They're all kind of coming from different perspectives, but I want to bring that all together today and kind of tell you my thoughts on what that means as far as like going forward, as far as like what it means to invest in foreclosures, start other businesses, and what kind of game plan can you expect to put together based upon the information, the real information that's out there. So let me explain a couple things. So I own a manufacturing company that manufactures motorcycles. And of course, obviously, I'm a real estate investor and I deal in a subset called foreclosures. Those of you that know that I teach that and I write books and stuff like that. And I also do a few other things. So it gives me a unique and interesting perspective as a business owner, as a multi-business owner, to kind of see how money flows in and out or doesn't, as the case may be, from those various businesses. So I can kind of get a very good pulse on how the American consumer is thinking and acting or not, as the case may be also. So let's talk about my manufacturing company for a minute. It's been a very rough year. It's been a rough decade for the motorcycle industry because back when OCC and a lot of the companies were on the Discovery channels and stuff like that, there were motorcycle businesses popping up and it was crazy. I mean, you couldn't make motorcycles fast enough. Well, as Discovery Channel stopped featuring that type of stuff, the American attention kind of went somewhere else, and obviously motorcycle stores started closing up and stuff like that. So really the only ones that are left are really the hardcore ones that do it as a passion, and it's not a profitable business. It's a very rough business. But what I'm noticing also with that business is the fact that the customers who are coming to me, they're a different type of customer. They're a very dedicated customer, but they're broke. Bluntly put, they're broke. And here's a unique perspective that I have. Now, this year we added something to my business, which is in-store credit, meaning you can come to our company and you can get a private label credit card that my company has that we can offer you. So if you want to buy a motorcycle or if you want to buy parts or something like that, you can come to us in 5 minutes. We can approve you, and you can spend that money with us. It's been very unique to see the lack of interest in that program, because basically, if you're a small business owner, you know that generally speaking, when you offer credit, there's just a certain type of person that'll take a shot at it. I mean, they'll always, we'll see if I can get credit. And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm getting a very unique response that I've never seen in 51 years. When I go and I offer consumer credit, people don't even want to fill out the application. That is mind-numbing to me. I've never seen anything quite like that. I mean, people just don't even want to fill out an application. So really, there's something very spooky, very scary going on. When people know they're so broke, they know they have no chance to even fill out an application and just take a shot. They don't even want to take a shot. So what does that tell you? That tells me that this is not the reality. So anyway, back to another perspective that I have now: foreclosures. Foreclosures are booming. They're, there's no other way to say it. They're booming, and there's more coming. But that's not a good thing, though. You don't want too many too fast, too often, because it becomes a glut in the market. Now, you'll hear a lot of people talk about foreclosures like, oh, it's a growth business. Well, for everything that comes into the market, you have to have a way to get it out of the market. And this is what I say about this, is if you've got tons of inventory where people are wanting to get rid of their houses, and you can just get them up left and right and stuff like that, you've got to be able to move those or fill those or put somebody in. So taking my motorcycle experience and taking my foreclosure business, so let me give you an example. If I were to, let's say, buy 10 foreclosures this week, which is very possible to do. If I were to buy 10 foreclosures this week, that means I've got to sell 10 houses or I've got to fill 10 houses. So let's take it from a couple perspectives. If I want to sell 10 houses, I've got to find somebody else who's wealthy, who's got cash, who's credit approved, who can take those houses and get them out of my possession and get that money into my bank account. That's a tough thing to do. Generally speaking. I mean, you got your buyers lists and stuff like that. And of course, obviously that helps considerably. And to be networked with people who have money helps considerably in this business. And we do teach you how to do that at Power Profits University. But on the other end of that, let's say we want to turn these into rentals. We have to find 10 credit qualified people to move into those houses. Now let's go back to the motorcycle business that I just told you about. If I can't get anybody to fill out a simple 5-minute application by phone to try to get some toys, as in like a motorcycle or motorcycle parts and stuff like that, that's the same type of person that is a renter, generally speaking. I'm painting with a very broad brush, but just entertain me here with this thought process for a minute. That's the same type of person. So if they're terrified to just take out an application to see what they can get for that, what's the likelihood on a larger purchase, such as a house or monthly rent? Do you think that the odds of just getting people beating down your door to fill those houses? So we're all in this together. I mean, it doesn't seem to be a related market, but actually it very much is. So my thought on this is it's kind of scary. I think that a lot of what you see here is Nero fiddling while Rome burns, so to speak. I think it's the equivalent of the band playing on the deck of the Titanic as the ship goes down. I don't think that this has any reality at all to the American economy, and this is corporations doing what corporations do, and it has nothing to do with you and I. I think you can glean very little out of the information that comes across this screen. So get down on the ground and see. All you got to do is drive through your town and look and see how many businesses are closed. Go to your mall, go to your local mall and look and see how many businesses are closed, how many empty spots there are in the mall. This just flashed into my mind here. My son works at a fast food place. He works at a Subway. And he came home last night and he told me, he says, Dad, they're closing the Subway in the mall. They're closing the Subway in the biggest mall in my state. Really? Why are they doing that? Well, because they're not making any money. All right? Well, that means that, it's no secret. Everybody knows that fast food purchases are getting to be less and less. Franchising fees are getting higher and higher. But he kind of came home and gave me the numbers on that. And he told me, I think they're paying like $5,000 a month just to stand still in that mall. And then, of course, you got employees and insurance and costs. So, you're at $10,000 just boom, that fast, trying to run a Subway in a mall. And then you got to make a profit above that too. So, I mean, that's a lot of sandwiches. And so they just decided they're packing it in. They're going to close the Subway at the local mall. And, so when I see stories like that, I kind of stick it in the back of my mind. And I think we're headed for a big, big shitstorm, to be very blunt. Pardon my language if that bothers you. But I think that what you see here on television is not the truth. And I think that they're trying to keep everybody quelled and everybody calm and everybody, nothing to see here, folks, nothing to worry about. But and I know that there's a lot to worry about. So now how are we going to handle this? There's been a lot of talk about cryptocurrency in the market. I'm not going to tout cryptocurrency because I'm not going to come across as an expert about anything I know nothing about. I've been watching it with great interest, and I do follow a couple different channels, and I'll give props to one called Crypto Zombie. He's a very fast talker. If you think I talk fast, he'll blow you away. He talks much faster than I do. But he's a very, very well-paced young man, very, very well educated in the space. And if you want to learn an awful lot about cryptocurrency, I would send you to Crypto Zombie on YouTube. He's an excellent, excellent person to follow. Follow him for a week and you'll get pretty excited about cryptocurrency. But one thing I do remember that he was talking about is he said, it's interesting because people say Bitcoin is not a store of money, or it's a scam, or it's this, that, the other thing. And he showed a very interesting chart that tracks with my understanding, and I want to kind of paraphrase what he said. If you take a look at the cost of Bitcoin and how it's been going up and up and up and up and up like that, and you overlay the value of the dollar, and it's going down and down and down and down, it's almost going like this. It's almost as the faster dollar loses its money or loses its value, the faster that Bitcoin goes up. So that's kind of interesting to me. So the question is, where are you going to put your money? Now, I don't have answers for you on that. Again, I have not lost faith in foreclosures. I have not backed out of that. I don't think it's a good idea to be holding foreclosures. I don't think it's a good idea to be holding real estate. I don't think it's a good idea to be holding much of anything right now in this economy. So I think the smart play, if I were to make one, is to get your money, pull it out of whatever you've got, and HODL, H-O-D-L, hold on for dear life is what they call that in the crypto space. And it's very applicable to all forms of investment. Hold on for dear life. I think sit back and wait for the storm to blow over, and then you've got a buying opportunity. People will always need houses. People will always be in desperate situations. People will always, need certain things, and so housing is not going away anytime soon. Do I think it's a good idea to even be buying foreclosures right now for long-term investment? No, I do not. So that's my 2 cents. Just wanted to rattle off a couple things here while this is going off in the background. My name is Daniel Baron Howe, Dean of Power Profits University. Be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.